try that with your zero turn.
Christy couldn't stand it any longer. She had to have a turn with Vinny and the new flail mower. I knew she'd want to try this, two of her favorite outdoor things. First, she loves to mow. She really likes to see things cleaned up. And second, she loves to operate Vinny. Christy does a great job handling most of our equipment, but I must admit that she's much more comfortable on Vinny than some of the other platforms. You can tell that by how aggressively she jumps right in there and trims close up to the trees, under the limbs. Just, you can tell that she's quite confident with this machine. I think some of it's the physical size. She just feels more comfortable because it's a little bit smaller, or at least a little bit lower, and she feels like she can handle the machine a little bit better. But the bigger issue, I think, is visibility. She can see over the hood, and the attachment, of course, is out front. It's just a lot easier for her to see what she's doing with Vinny than some of the other larger equipment that we operate. Another positive aspect is the articulation. You can swing that attachment right where you want it. It feels like you're holding the attachment in your hand. You just move the steering wheel and the attachment goes right where you want it to go. This is some big stuff here. If you look in there, you'll see some grapevines, and I believe there's some oak sprouts in there as well. I'm pretty sure that was the stump of a very large tree that I used that brush mulcher to grind down last year. Yeah, probably one that was a little bit too extreme.
Now here's an example of that you've backed over. You have to go forward over it. Cut it.
As I mentioned, the front-mounted attachment is much easier to see, but there's another advantage. You're able to mow down the weeds before you run over them with the machine. This allows the mower to do a much better job. We're often asked why we can't put similar attachments on the front of a traditional tractor. And yeah, that's a very frustrating point. There's not a consistent way to power the attachment for small machines like a 1025R or other subcompact tractor. There's no consistent front PTO. Kind of frustrating, actually. There is a front PTO, or at least a mid PTO, on a lot of different machines, but they turn at different RPMs, sometimes a different direction, so it's hard to make compatible front attachments in that way. At least in the USA, there's no front three-point hitch standard. Once in a while, you'll see one, but not nearly as frequently as in Europe. And here in the USA, they are quite expensive, well, simply because they're an add-on. Watching just a few minutes of a video like this, and you realize what we're missing. Almost every mowing application would benefit from a front mount. Of course, tillage applications are just the opposite. They need to operate behind the tractor so that you get the tracks out. Some of you are saying, yeah, but what about skid steer or compact track loaders? Well, they have sufficient hydraulic power, a lot of hydraulic power, to be able to run hydraulic motors. These hydraulic attachments cost a lot more, and they require a larger, more expensive machine, in this case the track loader, to be able to power them. Ventrac decided not to wait on an industry standard, they just made their own. And that's what makes the Ventrac so unique and effective. Yes, it costs more than a zero turn, but it costs a lot less and is a lot more nimble than a track loader.
It's kind of hard to talk while it's running.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
That was fun.
I had exactly the same feeling.
I think it would eat just about anything.
I guess we've had so many other mowing machines to try that it's been a long time since we've had Vinny and a rough mower out here. And
yeah.
I mean, there's just something rewarding.
You just come back in about 4 or 5 hours and
you'll have this done, huh?
Yeah.
It's not going to take you long to get the trimming done, and that on a traditional tractor takes a long time.
Yes, because I can run the front mower right up under the trees and stuff and do a really good job. Whereas you can't do that with the other mowers.
I am surprised at the quality of cut.
Well, and it not only it's chopping it up, which
yeah,
is what I like.
We're seeing it chopped up.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to come back here in a few days and see for sure that it is all cut, but it sure looks like it's all cut.
It does.
And trees up to, I don't know, I think an inch would be about max, but that's catching a lot of these, right, that were mowed.
Right, because we mowed it last year.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't remember, this is the tower property, and we do have a contract to keep this mowed. They don't care when we do it or really how often.
Yeah, I think I asked for 4 times per year, and unfortunately this is the first, and here it is in August.
So we're losing money.
Yeah, we're leaving money on the table by not keeping it more mowed. I like it to be grown up.
Yeah, because we like seeing the before and after.
Yeah, we want to see these machines do their jobs, so it's a little bit of a toss-up as to how we do it. But one of the things that's taken a long time with a tractor with a rear mount mower is to back into all those little places, and it's sore on my neck.
Yes.
This is going great. I mean, this is just fun. I mean, I was almost giggling.
Yeah, it is.
Who gets to go next? She wins.
Actually, I'll let you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you can fly the drone.
Maybe. Oh, and by the way, we do have permission to fly the drone. They actually want pictures around the tower.
Yeah, and new drone's license lady. There she is.
I studied hard for that, buddy.
Okay, get out of the way.
Sorry, Vinny. That camera's still
Did you
on.
even notice the fan?
Oh.
It was on.
I knew I was not hot. I just thought I was having so much fun.
Yeah.
But I did notice the seat.
I did too. In fact, I noticed the seat on the way here.
Yeah.
It was hot. I had to find the switch, so we had left the heat on.
Oops. I noticed that I could pump it down to
it's
to my size because you had it pumped up. Yeah.
Okay. Get out of the way.
Over time, we'd like to remove some of the smaller brush that's kind of sticking more out into the field here. Maybe stuff up to 3 or 4 inches in diameter. Like that behind the tractor there and on the left side. Maybe reduce the depth of some of these pockets. Make less trimming. I think there's a little oak sprout there on the left of the mower that I should have taken home. Oh well, maybe next time. The heavy standing grass pulls hard, but you'll notice that the areas that the grass has fallen over and matted together pulls much harder. As I mentioned earlier, this is the 24 or 25 horsepower Kubota diesel. It's the 4520Y. With the improved efficiency that we see as far as propulsion, getting better power to the ground, the decision on which engine to buy in your Ventrac is, I think, more difficult. In the 4500 series, you really needed to step up to the 31 horsepower Kawasaki or the 32 horsepower Kubota gasoline engines to have a sufficient power to handle a lot of these larger attachments. But with this more efficient transmission, the 25 horsepower diesel seems to have enough. I'm satisfied here. Yeah, it pulls it down occasionally, but the compromise is worth it to me, I believe. They use a lot less fuel. The gas engines are thirsty, and in our case, it's a lot easier to store only one type of fuel. We have diesel delivered to us in bulk, but we do not have gasoline delivered, so it's just a lot easier for us to work with diesel.
Can you believe we're getting paid for this?
No. Getting paid to have fun mowing. I like to mow.
Yeah, I mean, seeing it cleaned up, seeing it being cleared and cleaned up. In fact, the more major mowing you do, the bigger brush that you're mowing down, the more rewarding it is.
And this is overgrown. We should have got out here before, but I don't know, there's something satisfying about it.
Yeah, this is great. Now, if you look right over there with the camera.
Yeah, rot row. Looks like rain.
Yeah, tut. But I have canopy. I can probably make it home if it's raining.
Right. I don't think the electronics really need to be out in that.
Okay. I really want to trim and mow the rest of this. And so I'm gonna get started on it and try it and get as far as I can.
Okay.
Unless you want to do that.
I don't care.
Usually she says, nah.
With the rain coming, I'll let you play.
Okay, I win.
I don't really, yeah. I don't mind though.
Okay. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm gonna go mow. We'll see you next time on
Tractor Time with Tim.
The grass withers and the flowers fall, but the word of our God endures forever.
And Christy, because Christy got to mow this time.
I did, thank goodness. Because I like to mow.
This was good time. Even with the paper.
Yeah.
High class.
Well, it didn't scratch.
It didn't scratch.